going on, YouTube? Good morning. Welcome to another Sunday Let's Apply to a Job and Research a Job day. Actually, that's not really a series, but I've done videos kind of similar to that. So I'm thinking we should find a job on Indeed or Stack Overflow, and then we research it. Hey buddy, how's it going? Then we research it to see what they're looking for specifically for the applicant. If there's anything we can do to get that upper edge, keywords to different people that we may be able to message, to different people that we might be able to email. There's a lot of different things you can do to kind of think outside the box, because when you click that apply button and then you sit there and just wait for them to come to you, more often than not, you're usually disappointed with how that works out. And there's the phrase, like, if you want something, you have to go out and grab it. And that's kind of how you have to be with jobs, especially in this industry. Of all the comments that we see, oh, this industry is so saturated, this industry has too many people doing what we're doing, this industry is just, I get all that stuff. But there's ways I wouldn't say around it, but there's ways around it. And so that's what this video is gonna be. We're gonna apply to some jobs, figure out what they're looking for, how we can make ourselves look like that perfect candidate, and then see if there's anything else we could do to try and get our foot in the door besides just clicking apply and then sitting back. So let's go ahead and find a job. We're gonna start off with Stack Overflow. It's probably one of the sites with, like, I would say maybe like higher quality jobs, typically just because it's so expensive. You can post on Indeed for free. If you want to post on Stack Overflow, it's like $6,000 something. So Stack Overflow is where I found one of my jobs. I found 2 other jobs on Indeed and then 1 on AngelList. We'll look for a front-end position, see if I can't figure out a way to apply to it. I have a resume and cover letter that you may want to check out on my website. They help support the channel, and they've gotten about 9 people jobs now. So if you're interested, check those out. All right, so we're on Stack Overflow. We'll come over here to the left. Let's click jobs. So we'll just look up front end. Let's look at matches. I've noticed that around the holidays, companies aren't really looking to hire that much. It's usually right after the holidays, after everyone's graduated from college. Then, you know, companies start ramping up. So right now, there's not really a whole lot of job stuff. Oh, here we go. Front end full stack developer, Smartly.io in Helsinki, Finland, 42K to 75K euros and equity. It's actually pretty dope. All right, front-end developers. Let's see what we've been building so far. So this is something that you'd want to click on, Smartly.io developer, there. So we'll have those 2 links open up there at the top so we can come back and look at that. Each team makes decisions. Okay, so teams have autonomy. We started with Angular, but we've been working to converting to React and Redux. So Angular would be a benefit here, but also React and Redux. So if you do know Angular, that'd be a bonus. If you want to say that you've worked with Angular or study up on Angular so that you could say, I can help you, move all of our development. It's done using React now. We're using Flow for type checking. Cool. TypeScript when starting fresh projects. So that could be something you could be, like for example, for myself, I don't really have experience with TypeScript, but I could say I've been looking for an opportunity to try and learn TypeScript. So they use Ruby on Rails. Kotlin, PHP, and Python. So it looks like they use a little bit of everything here, to be honest. Ruby on Rails, React, Angular, Python, Java. What do we need? 4+ years experience. So this is for a job in the EU, and I'm in the US. But it doesn't look like they actually care if you have a degree or not, which is pretty similar to the US. I'd still apply. 4 years, I would say if you're in like the 2.5 year up mark, I would apply. 1 year experience, I would look down here to see if they're hiring for anything else. And it looks like they are. Senior full stack, backend developer, but this is paid relocation, so you're really gonna have to step up your stuff if you wanna hit that paid relocation. 5 weeks of paid annual leave. Shout out to Finland. Paid insurance, healthcare, paid parental leave. Yep, you get that too. We believe the best way to find a perfect match is through a conversation with you. So here they're just mapping out exactly what you're gonna do for the job. So before diving deeper, this is just a culture fit, right? First meeting, culture fit. Why do you want to work here? For example, me, I would probably talk about my experience living in Finland. I went to school there, I have a degree there, and then I talk about how I moved back and all that stuff.
So maybe look up some culture of Finland if you were, or whatever country you're applying to, if you're applying to outside of the country that you're in. Technical interview. So this will just be a conversation where they talk about what you know and what you think you know, and if that's a match to what they're doing. And then we have number 3, pair programming in Node. So they're probably going to look at your screen. This is more about looking at your thought process. So this company wants to see how you solve problems, the thought process behind when you get stuck. It'll be very interactive. So what that means, they'll probably give you a problem and they'll be like, so how would you approach this? This is our end goal. This is where we're at now. If you don't have experience with JavaScript, where do you think that you would start to get here? And then you would slowly walk them through that process, maybe pseudocode that out on a whiteboard or something, maybe write that down in the IDE, because I imagine this will be remote, right? So they'll be looking at your screen. So pseudocode that out in language and then be like, I know how to do this in X language, but I'm not sure how to do this in Node. Or I know how to do this, but I don't know how to do this. Could you help me? What would you think if I tried this? If I try this, is this going in the right direction? Do I have a clear understanding of the goal here? So just a little bit of back and forth there with them, trying to really understand what they want. Meet your future team after the final interview with the chief product officer and your team lead. So again, this will be like a little bit of a culture fit with the chief product officer and your team lead. Highly autonomous. So if you're the type of person who needs to ask a question every 2 seconds, this probably isn't the job for you. I don't really know what their product does. We haven't got that far yet, but so we opened up their actual application, building the best product and company to work with. So this is positions. Let's look to see what the actual product is. So that way, when you come into that interview, you'll be adequately prepared for it. Automation, simple workflows, creatives. Not sure what this is doing. Driving branding and return on investment with personalized and data-driven advertising at scale. Not sure what that does. One of the things I like to do when I'm looking for a job that I'm applying to, and when I'm researching them, when I'm really looking behind the scenes, is I'll inspect the page and I'll see what it is built with, see if there's console errors, maybe if there's anything major. I might want to ask about that. You know, you're really doing your research. Smart.io, what's that built with? So it's all custom. It's not built with WordPress or anything. Integrations with a lot of companies. Google URL shortener. So one thing I'd maybe mention here, just because I know, is integration with Google URL shortener, which is goo.gl. This is actually being deprecated in March 2019, which will no longer apply. So I'd be like, yeah, I noticed here in your integrations, this one's gonna go away. You should probably take that off, right? Really done your research into what you're doing. The site's pretty big. This is a pretty, we could be doing a lot of research here. Let's check out the careers here. Glassdoor, 4.9 out of 5, nice. 37 nationalities. 17 offices on 5 continents. View openings. We already know what's there, but we'll check it out anyway to see if it's different than what's offered on Stack Overflow. And we can see here, this place is huge. And we were reading about earlier, they have a developer rotation program. And if we look here at the open positions, we can see the country manager, Japan. Location, Tokyo. It doesn't say location, but I'm assuming they're just missing their headers up there. But this is pretty neat. So it must mean they have some capital in the pipeline here. Or they must have something on the way, or they must have some proprietary that's really doing big things. This is pretty crazy here. Get the culture handbook. So this is exactly what you're looking for. Culture handbook, so you know again what to look at when you're going into this job here. The vision. I like this design. Our values. Yeah, I mean, I'm not going to scroll through this entire thing, but what was the pay for this? Yeah, this looked like a startup, but this is a startup that has a lot of capital, apparently. Let's maybe look on LinkedIn. Mobile sales lead, scaling smartly. We have a few people here, 5 shared connections with this guy. So my best bet to apply to this job would be to message Mr. Daniel here and let him know that I'm interested in this company. Marketing, e-commerce, sales. Any developers? He went to the University of Helsinki. So this job is one of those jobs. If you are looking for the visa or relocation or sponsorship just from applying to that company or country directly, you'd apply to one of these companies that is global, and then you transfer within to get to that location that you want, and then it's up to you how long you want to stay and get a resident visa or whatever you want to do. Let's say that you're in like India or Asia, maybe apply to this company. and then within this company, move to the US. And so move inside of a global company, it's a lot easier to get sponsorship and visas inside of a company that's already expanded out globally. And this is a perfect example of that. So this guy went to school, Helsinki University, but he lives in New York, New York. So I would say that's it. That's pretty in-depth research of a job. It's not so important that you just absolutely nail the technical interview, because they're open to you learning and you can see that. Like, that was part of like their culture and values. What would really set you apart is if you really dove deep and did all of the research that you could do about this company, looked at their website, like that Google URL thing that we talked about earlier. That's going to be deprecated. They're going to have to remove that from their integrations entirely. That is how you research a job before you apply to it, or even after you apply to it. And then you look at your LinkedIn connection, see if you know anyone that works there. And my motto for LinkedIn is just accept everyone, because you can't message them if you're not connected with them unless you pay for LinkedIn Premium. And there's really no point in not having a bigger network in this day and age. I'm excited about this, even though, you know, just because it's Finland, I would apply, just be like, hey, can I do an intern for free? I'm not trying to like waste your guys' time, but maybe I should. Maybe I should just message them and be like, hey, I don't really need to get paid for this, but I'd like to show what it's like to go through this process, or show what it's like to work at your company. But if you guys want to see that, I've been thinking about applying to jobs, but not necessarily to get paid for them, just to show what it's like to work inside of the software industry as a junior developer, or as working at different places, you know, just for like a week or something, just for a few days, just to show what it's about, what stand-up looks like, and what you actually do during the day at a company. If you guys would be interested in something like that, just, you know, let me know. I have a resume and cover letter if you want to use mine to apply to these jobs. They work well. They've gotten other people jobs before, and they support the channel, so just gonna mention those. Link for those are in the description. We have a Discord if you want to ask me any questions, shoot me an email, drop a comment. You can check me out on Instagram. I've been growing my Facebook. I've been posting on LinkedIn a lot, so you can follow me on all of the different social medias. And if you like this video, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate each and every one of you guys. You guys are the best subscribers. And I'll catch you in the next video.